Alright, we should be going up shortly, hopefully. Hello there, Phantom and J-Pedal. I was just saying this before I got started, or bring up OBS. I was still in the process of doing that when I saw you guys in the chat, and I was saying, oh, Phantom is in the chat, or Persona, and like, or one of the other 5 names that he's had in the on the Discord and on the streams. Persona, the advertiser, the confidant. Oh no, not the confidant. What was the other one? Do you remember what it was, Mike?
Nah, I'm afraid not.
Confident? Something funny. The informant? Yeah, I think it was the informant, because I wanted to call you, what was it that you had from Prison Architect, the confidential informants?
Oh, yeah.
I was kind of making fun of it for that effect.
Right.
The CIs. We get the prisoners to start being snitches, as they would say, in the prison lingo. Actually, funny enough, wasn't that one of the games you were kind of talking about how you wanted to get back to at some point, Mike? Well, I think you mentioned it to me anyway.
They mentioned how they now have new jobs available for the prisoners, and I thought that'd be kind of interesting to check out and see, you know, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. Because what it is they now have, like, you can do gardening, which is kind of interesting. I was like, oh, okay, I wonder how that works. Like, if they try to grow a specific plant.
Oh, by the way, let me know if Mike and I, if our volume's good or not. If one has to be raised right there, or maybe Mike just has to be louder, who knows. I figured I'd ask you guys. The informant was before Tri was starting his hobby of attacking people like that. Yeah, we don't want snitches on the Discord. It's funny, I've heard that happens on some people's Discords, is they have people who like sit in the Discord and then try to reveal personal information later. I don't think we've had anyone try to do that, but I've actually heard some people have problems with that. Maybe I should knock on wood, who knows, maybe something will happen all of a sudden. Someone will turn rogue. I'm trying to think who would be the most likely to turn rogue. Maybe Mike. We've made fun of him one too many times on his streams.
Right.
He reveals everything.
Too many times.
I should just mute Mike. Well, see, this is why he's gonna turn rogue on us, J-Pedal. And you're gonna be one of the causes of it. I mean, other than your cosplaying and dancing that you do, I don't know what information that Mike actually knows about you. It seems to be about it anyway.
Yeah, I don't know much about him.
But no, I'm not gonna mute Mike yet. We'll see how the night goes. And if he gives me calls later on, then we might have to mute him later on. We'll just have to see. I can't do those things in advance. Yeah, you're just informing me about the indie stuff. I knew what you're doing. I was just teasing you. I knew you probably wouldn't understand what I was trying to do, but I should do it anyway, just for fun. Alright, so I'm gonna get the game started now. Because, you know, it takes a little bit of time to invite Mike, and half the time the game crashes before we even get to that point. So, we may as well get it to crash now and then bring it back up later. Like we usually have to do. He's on thin ice. Oh, don't say that. Ice is one of, you know, Mike's trigger words for a reason. We'll just say that much.
Oh, God.
It brings back memories. PTSD.
Yeah, it does.
I'll just start recording just in case. Oh, I wonder if I have enough disk space to record on. I'm going to tell some stories on the stream. Oh, we'll see how it works. Oh, actually, I could probably re-specify the recording location. The thing doesn't crash. Yeah, I'm going to share some stuff about what I've been up to since you guys have probably been wondering. Oh, you know what? I don't think it lets me change it because it's like, oh, you're in the middle of a stream, you can't change that. Even though it's really stupid of it. I mean, I could stop and start the stream real quick. Let's see how brave I could be. Super quick. Alright, we should be starting up again soon. Oh, where the hell did I leave off? In the middle of a road at... Oh, right. Probably made sense when I left off here, but now it doesn't. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I wanted to change the location where it was saving the video file because I didn't have enough space. And I couldn't do that without first stopping and starting the stream again. For reasons. Oh yeah, so we have not Phantom, but Fantron come into the chat. Yeah, you must have just missed that when I was saying, yeah, we'll be right back. Actually, maybe you guys didn't hear that at all because it's too quick. Ice, Ice Baby. I mean, there's a whole another reason why I probably shouldn't sing that song. Mike, are you still with me, by the way? Or did you drop out?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Oh, whoa, you're especially loud for some reason, too. That was scary, dude. What the hell? You want to know the... I think you know that story, JPedal. At least we've told you part of it. We've kind of been through this before, I'm sure.
Before.
So you just like hearing the story over and over again because of the suffering Mike had to go through. I think you just enjoy hearing about Mike's suffering. Alright, so I left off in the middle of the highway for some god knows what reason. What the hell was I doing? Oh, did I send you the invite, Mike, or did it get canceled out?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, good. So I got distracted while doing that.
Highway. I think you were saying something about fixing it up.
Yeah, I know that was something. That's something I was thinking about doing at some point, not just yet. I guess I was exploring. I just was exploring in the middle of the night. Luckily, I think they're running underneath me. Oh, they're trying to get up here. All right, let's just get out of here right now.
Oh God!
Don't mind me, guys. Wait, where are my frames? Here are my frames. Oh, that's right, I have a bike. I forgot about that. Oh yeah, I was fixing up the road, wasn't I? Whoa, did they destroy that? Where the hell did that smoke come from? Weird. Alright, well, I guess I'm just going up here for now. And then maybe I'm going back towards the base? Oh, we have a quest here. That's probably what I was doing. Probably want to wait for daytime, though.
What do you mean you guys can't see the game?
They mean that I didn't do this. Alright, well... Well, that also crashed the game. Which I...
Damn it.
That's why the game was actually working, because I didn't switch over. That was my plan. Alright, well, there's the necessary crash that we have every time we do this. It has to happen at least once. Oh, it's not your fault. I mean, that's the game's fault. Can't really fault you for that whatsoever. Oh, we got it back up. I just have to invite Mike again. So what did I miss? Because I probably missed some chats from you guys. The ice story, yeah, so we probably already talked about that once before. It's the beginning of the game screen. Yeah, then Phantom said the thing about not seeing the screen. I had a pretty good day. I went over to my aunt's house again. I think I mentioned it to you guys on the Discord for the 4th of July. And also, hopefully, anyone that was here in the US had a good 4th. Well, actually, I hope you had a good 4th regardless of where you were, because, I mean, hopefully you all just had a good day no matter what you were doing. But we went to her house for the 4th of July. And I went there again today because we went swimming, because it was a pretty hot day over here. So I got to visit them. My cousin's kids were over there again, because she usually watches them during the summer most of the time, so I got to play with them again. And, Blobs Films, hello, you're purple. Okay. Unfortunately, it doesn't show up that way on the stream chat. It only works on Discord, I guess. Wait, actually, no, the only ones that are purple on Discord are, JPedal and Maddie, I believe. Well, I guess maybe you're purple in another way. Ah, T-Master, what's up? Good to see you. I'm joke. Ah, I getcha. Alright, we'll have to invite Mike again.
Yeah. I thought you
Wait,
already
like I
did.
said, T-Master, if you want to talk about the other stuff, you're more than welcome to here.
Oh, I'm sorry you had to work on the 4th of July.
Oh, who said? Oh, okay. It was Fantron. Someone
I was
messaged me at
lucky.
the same time.
I didn't have to work on the 4th of July, but I will say that while it was kind of nice because it was very relaxing, I ended up getting bit by mosquitoes like crazy.
It's funny
So that made
because,
it very interesting in the end.
yeah, Mike told me about that, and I was like, yeah, well, when we went to my aunt's house, she didn't have any mosquitoes there at all. It was crazy. Like, I don't know what it is. I guess it's... Like, we're not really that close to the water there, so maybe that helps out a little bit. Because my parents were at some other family members, and they told me, so I asked them afterwards, how, their 4th of July was and everything. And they were like, oh, it was good, but we were getting bitten all the time because there's so many bugs out where they were. I'm like, oh, that's rough, but where they were, it was a more wooded area. And I think, it has a bit of, like, water nearby, so it probably was a cause of it.
Oh boy, we got puns now.
Of course we do. I'm surprised it wasn't J-Pedal, though. See, J-Pedal, you're having your lunch stolen from you by Phantom here. Oh, I can't get across here because it's just too big of a gap. And also the fact is that there's a gap on both sides of this. Well, we try to get down safely, I suppose. Maybe over here. By the way, is there anything in these? You'll be back in 15 or so? Ah, that's all good. Yeah, before I was talking to T-Master a little bit about computer stuff. And I was like, oh, well, actually I have to go stream soon. But if you want to talk about that stuff here, you're more than welcome to. Because we always need something to talk about anyway. Usually it's good to have a different number of topics to discuss on the streams. Oh god, and I jumped off right into where an asshole is. There we go. Not too bad, though. So one of the things I've also been working on lately, because I was going to mention this to you guys since you're always asked about doing streams and other stuff like that and trying to get me to do more videos. I've been really busy lately when I'm home doing stuff with editing and what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of transferring and I guess restoring older videos. What I'm talking about is home videos that my family has had from, kind of like the mid 80s to like around the 2000s or so, like the early 2000s. So I got like a bunch of those. I've been kind of going through them. I had them all basically digitized on the computer. And then from there I've been putting them in editing programs and kind of just like adjusting little things like the colors. If you're familiar with what AVI synth is, I've been using that to do other things such as kind of deinterlacing the videos and upscaling them a bit so that they can be put on Blu-rays, because it actually is better to have deinterlaced video on Blu-rays from at least what I think. Oh yeah, and funny enough that you brought that up, Fantron, that was another thing I was joking around about Mike about talking about. The new Nintendo Switch as well. We'll talk about that next. But before we get to that, do you have anything like that, Mike, where your family recorded old videos and stuff like that?
Oh, sorry. Old videos.
Yeah, like old home videos that your family members would record of just kind of like get-togethers and stuff like that.
Yeah, we actually had some stuff like that. Kind of like some of the ones I remember the most are like the obvious ones, like pregnancy reveal, reactions and stuff like that. Let's see, Christmas videos and stuff like that back in the day.
Oh yeah, always popular.
trying to remember what else. A lot of vacation videos. I remember some of my favorite ones are the ones where I was in charge of the video camera because I would always turn it on at times where it
Oh,
was
really?
like that made me laugh, more than anything else.
Do they actually trust you with it, Mike?
Yeah.
Impressive. Where are you going? Well, it's funny because the one that I was messing around with, it happened to be from, it just happened to be around the time of the 4th of July, but this was back in 1989, so it was crazy because it was at my grandparents' house, and my cousins were there, the two older ones that I have, because, well, obviously it was a long time ago, and they were only like, I guess 10 and 8 years old at that point, or just about that age. And I was there. Oh my god, what was that? Sounds like a wolf. And I was there, but I was just like a little baby then, or like a toddler, I guess. So it was kind of hilarious seeing. And at one point, they kind of like put me in the pool, but not to actually swim on my own, just kind of like putting the feet in. And my cousins were like wanting to hold me, even though like adults are like, that's not really that great of an idea, because we don't really trust you fully with the baby in the pool. But my one older cousin, they did trust him because he was a bit more responsible. And then my other cousin, which would be his sister, she was just like complaining and crying, like, that's unfair. Why does he get to do it and I can't? Just the kind of thing that siblings are always doing.
Right.
But yeah, anyway, Fantron was asking about the Nintendo Switch. And I know I mentioned it to you, Mike, but did you hear anything about it yourself?
No, I haven't.
Alright, so... Oh, go ahead.
Sorry.
I'll let you finish.
I was going to say, I remember you mentioning it, but I didn't actually look into it anymore beyond that. I was like, oh, yeah. It just kind of slipped my mind because I've been so busy.
Yeah, I just mentioned it to him a day or two, or I guess, yeah, 2 days ago. It's like, oh yeah, we could talk about that on the stream, because we always talk about systems, it seems, whenever they get announced. Kind of like... Well, I don't think we talked about it, but all the way back early on in the... What was it, like 2013 or whatever, when they announced the Xbox One. I remember you doing I think you called it a Let's Discuss on your channel. You basically wanted to go over it and what you thought about it. And I always thought that was pretty funny. So with this one, and yeah, kind of how Phantom's saying, same bad battery and drifting, it really sounds like, and I didn't really look too much into it myself, just read like a few bullet point details about it. It sounds like they're really not changing that much at all. I don't know if you've been paying attention, or, just you guys in chat in general have been paying attention, but there's been a lot of talk about them doing some kind of pro version of the Switch. And essentially doing an upgraded version, because when they first released the Switch, it was when they still had the, pretty much the regular version of the PS4 and Xbox One, the original Xbox One, released. And shortly after they had the Switch come out, like a year, yeah, I guess it was just a year later, Sony and Microsoft both started to talk about and released the Pro versions of their consoles, which was the PS4 Pro, and then you had the Xbox One X, I think. It's so confusing with Xbox names, so forgive me. And then with that, they were already like, well, now the Switch seems pretty outdated already. Because it was already not that competitive with the other systems, but now it's just falling further behind. But a lot of people didn't really bother getting the Pro version of the consoles, and even more people said that even with it, it didn't really make that much of a difference compared to what they were kind of promising. But obviously now, just this last year, they finally released the... I haven't been using the spike this whole time because I've been just forgetting. Well, we have all these gaps anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But obviously just this last fall, we've had the new Xbox One X and the PS5 come out. And so at this point, the Switch is... I don't even know what the specs would be if you were to compare it numerically wise, like how much slower it would be or less powerful. But it's significantly less powerful at this point than these new systems, obviously. So for new people or new games to be developed by companies, obviously they're going to have to kind of weigh whether or not they want to spend the money putting it on the Switch, and it's going to be such a different system to make for, because it's just not at all in the same category of power compared to these new ones.
Right.
So a lot of people were expecting they'd release something that would kind of feature like a new... I think what they use is NVIDIA Tegra, which is sort of like a mobile CPU and GPU combo. And the expectation was they would make something with the Tegra too, because I think that came out at some point between the release of the Switch and now. And it's supposed to be kind of like, I guess, twice as powerful as that. So that's what the expectation was for a lot of people, but just this last week, they've announced a new model of the Switch, but the only real upgrade it has is a better screen. And I think it has a LAN port for you to connect to wired internet if you want that. And maybe Fantron can correct me if there's anything else that I'm not really aware of, but I think that's just about it. So you really have the same battery life, the same power in the system, like it's not going to run any better. And that's really all you're getting. I think it's going to be an extra $50 compared to the original Switch too. And I'm not sure if they're going to, lower the price of the original Switch as well, but I don't know anything about that anyway.
I still say the funniest thing to me is the last thing I remember hearing about the Switch was back when they did like a re-release of it because they found out that their previous one was so easy to hack that people were basically hacking it and putting emulators on it.
Oh, yeah.
And they got so pissed off that they're like, oh, hell no, we're not going to allow this. And immediately made
So
another
salty.
version.
Yes.
And fixed that problem. Yeah, I'm pretty sure somebody still found a way to hack it. I mean, let's be real. But it just kind of made me laugh so hard when I found that out. I was like, look, why do you guys give a flying shit about that? It doesn't matter. Like, are they still buying your other games? If so, then don't give a hell about the old games that they're downloading.
Yeah, that was always very silly. Like, thankfully I still have the old Switch that you could do that on if you want to.
Yeah.
Because I always said about this, the only reason they'd really be concerned about that is if they were releasing all these old games on their virtual server, which they're not really bothering to do half the damn time. Oh, he's dead. Yeah, you don't remember all the stuff about it? Yeah, the battery's the same as the original. Sounds like people are still expected to have the issues with the controller drift as well. So I guess they didn't even really fix that, which is disappointing.
If you ask Nintendo, there's no such thing. Those people are making it up.
Well, like I said before, it reminds me of the whole Apple "you're holding it wrong" issue that they said that people have with their phones.
I can honestly admit that I have started having the drifting issue. When I play games like, let's see, what would be a game that really shows it the most? I've noticed it when I play some of the classic Nintendo games that are on the, like if you have the Nintendo account, you can play like the SNES games and all that. Sometimes if I play it without a controller and I just decide to play with the Joy-Cons, I will notice that my character starts automatically moving, like very slowly. And like, sometimes if I go back and play Animal Crossing every now and then, the camera will automatically spin in a circle. So
that's
if it's
fun.
not a real thing, I'm like, yeah, they're just trying to cover it up. That's a real thing, but usually all you have to do is like, spin the control stick around and it'll fix it for a little bit.
Oh, so we do have another thing, Ed. Fantron says that the stand will be longer than the original. Well, that'll be very useful, considering all the times
No,
I use
it
the
won't.
stand. Which is a total of 0 times since having it. Have I been here before? No, okay, this is new. I just want to make sure I wasn't retreading old grounds. Hey, bunny. Yeah, you know what's funny, too? I don't really use the Switch, but Emily still does every now and then for Animal Crossing, and she's started to say that the controller's been a little bit weird for her lately, where the character will start moving on its own. So we've been getting it on one of our Switches, too, at this point now.
Yeah. Another issue I've
Wait,
heard.
hold on. It has
I guess
enhanced audio. What does that mean exactly? Enhanced audio. Like the
that's a
speakers are
good
better
question.
if you're using just the like the standalone Switch, I guess, in handheld mode. Handheld mode.
Probably, if I had to guess. So one thing my brother said is kind of an issue is, you know how it's kind of like the whole thing with Apple, how they were like, oh, you have to use our specific products
Oh,
or, the thing won't work, right?
okay.
Well, they came out with third-party controllers, right? And my brother said that he bought one of them because they just looked really awesome and he wanted to try it out. He had
Uh
to send it back after a day. Like he was just using it for like a single day and the damn thing just stopped working. And he goes like, "What the hell? Like what happened?" And I'm like, "Probably because they want you to buy the
Well,
more
look what the
expensive one."
cat dragged in.
oh, I
And
found
so I'm
Trader
like, that's
Joe's.
another thing I've heard is that people have been talking about is having issues with the controllers as well. I've noticed that I went ahead and bought the official Nintendo what do you call it, the Pro controllers or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I heard about them is that they have been having issues with battery life, apparently. And I can actually say I've discovered that on one of mine because I charged it and then I was like, okay, I'll play with it for a little while, And then I noticed that it was already like starting to die after just like a little bit of time. I'm like, what the heck? And so now we just keep that one plugged in, which means whoever wants to play with that controller has to sit, pretty close to the computer because, I mean, not the computer, the TV screen because, they
Thanks for the
don't
business.
have
Stay safe out there.
a very long, cable for it. So that's another issue I've heard about.
Huh. No, I just was kind of paying attention to this. I don't know if the pack mule thing really works with this, with the mod we have, because, like, I just took the perks. I don't think it actually increased the amount that I could carry, which is kind of funny. I feel like it might be glitched.
Oh, damn it. That sucks.
Yeah, that does suck. And, what's this other thing? Oh, they're giving it 64 gigabytes? Wait, didn't the Switch already have more than that? What's the Switch's memory size, or the storage size? 64 is really small. Was it less than that? Do you remember, Mike?
No?
Yeah, I can't remember offhand. I thought it was more than that, to be honest, but, I could have been wrong. Like, the Sony PS4, or the PS5 or whatever, that's 1 terabyte of storage. And I know even with, like, the PS4 and the Xbox One, wasn't it 512? Or about 500? You'll look it up? Okay. 64 can't be right. That is ridiculously small by, like, any standards today. Then again, it's Nintendo, so maybe it shouldn't surprise me. It's for the new model. The original was 32, was it? Wow. I mean, I don't really remember, so I'll take your word for it, but that's... Geez, 32 gigabytes. That's, like, ridiculous. That's... Like, the little thumb drives that I have store more gigabytes than that, so that's just silly. I mean, it's true. There's not really many games that I play for the Switch, so... I never really had to download them and see how much space that takes up, but that seems really small. Like, that'd be like the size of one PS5 game to play. 64 gigabytes. Alright, now I'm getting distracted and not seeing what I'm doing in the game here. Let's see. You could buy one of these things. Oh, no, I can't really afford it. This would be the only one I could use anyway. Anything else you have? I don't know that Switch games are pretty much all smaller than anything on the PS5 or the Xbox One or X or whatever the hell it's called. But it's still surprising to me.
If you find any extra medicine out there, I'll buy it off you for a discount.
Ooh. Wait, wouldn't you buy it off of me for a surplus? Why would I want to sell it at a discount? That doesn't make any sense. We'll just pick this one, I guess.
I need someone who's willing to... This is dangerous work, but I believe you can handle it.
Yeah, I feel like I have to look into this at some point to see about the items not really expanding the way they should. Because, let's see, what does this say? If I take a look at the pack mule. Carry 3 more items, 3 more items, 4 more, 4 more, 4 more. So 4, 8, 12, 15, 18 we should have been carrying more of. We only have like 3 of these rows, which I thought I had before, in all honesty. Actually, this one doesn't even count, apparently. Yeah, that's disappointing. Oh, well. I was hoping you'll run a little bit quicker, but I guess we're not doing that.
Well, I remember, didn't they say you had to find backpack, like, mods or something? Maybe that's probably why.
I guess
But
so. I
that
wonder if
just
the...
makes it seem like... Whoa. This guy just spawned out of the ground.
It's like... what is it? The Living Dead. That movie or whatever.
Yeah.
Can I buy a backpack from you? You didn't happen to have one, did you? And maybe I do have to craft one. I would
Are
thought
you
though
leaving
that
so soon?
you'd still be
I
able
was hoping we
to
could hang out a while.
use the pack mule perk to still carry more, but I guess maybe they make it so you do have to have the backpack. Damn it. Maybe I should have read up on this mod when I installed it. Thing is, I'm looking for the backpack in the crafting thing, but I don't see it. Unless I have to do it at a workbench or whatever. But I don't have a workbench near me. Unless there happens to be one in here that's actually working. So I'm far away from home. Oh, there. Well, lucky. No, it doesn't say anything about making a backpack here. I wonder if I need to have the, what is it called? The schematic for it? Or the recipe? Oh, and Phantom
Even if
said...
you needed a schematic, it would still show up, wouldn't it?
Shh, I thought it would. Unless it's not called backpack. Is it called just pack? Or, I don't know, bag? No, nothing's showing up here.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I looked it up too. I was like,
Oh, so anyway, Phantom was saying, between Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo, which one would you choose? You know what? Let me see. Do a little bit of cheating here.
this place is crawling with zombies.
Moldy backpack and... Yeah, I was looking at the, you know how you can make the creative menu?
Uh-huh.
I went into that to see if I could find a backpack. I don't see anything about a backpack. Weathered... Wait, maybe this is it? Weathered backpack?
No.
I think that's just something you place down. It's like a decoration.
Yeah. It's a lootable item, like you can loot from it.
Let me scroll down this list here. Yeah, I'm not really too sure about that. I guess that'd be something I'd have to check out later to see how you actually do that. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you answer that question, Mike, that was being asked before?
About...
Oh, the consoles or whatever?
Oh, I don't know. I would probably say if I had to choose out of those three, I'd probably say Sony. because that's the one I've been enjoying playing games on the most lately.
Yeah. I think people might know what I would say is I would go with the PC over any of those systems, really. Because it kind of renders the other ones obsolete for the most part. Well, I think when it comes down to it, if you're going with the those systems, Nintendo would probably be the one you'd pick if you're a PC gamer primarily, because they tend to have the most exclusives that you can't play on the PC. And I guess second would be Sony, because at this point, pretty much everything Microsoft does is available both for the Xbox and for the PC at the same time.
Yeah.
Did you have another point you were going to add, Mike?
I was saying, I do think that is actually pretty awesome, considering since I pretty much stopped buying Xbox products, it was very nice to learn that they were going to start releasing pretty much all of their games on PC as well.
Hey, T-Master. You fill the dog's water? Well, I'm sure the dog appreciates that. That is awfully kind of you.
Let's do that, Team Master.
Yep,
Being
PC
that
gamer
Nintendo
through and through.
holds the special place in your heart.
Yeah, it's probably the more nostalgic console maker for pretty much everyone. I guess unless you're really young. Because, I mean, well, I guess you don't have to be really young, but I mean, like, if you're in your 20s or whatever, because there's probably some people that grew up in, by then, you know, the PlayStation was already popular, so they'd probably start out with that or something. But from, like, when I was a kid, Nintendo was, like, the main option, along with Sega. But obviously, Sega's not really much of a thing anymore, other than making a few games still every now and then. Yeah, I guess there's not too much in this town here. What was that?
I will say, like, I heard the thing about, oh, what I grew up with. Honestly, what I grew up with was both Sony and Nintendo. So it's kind of hard to choose between the, like, two of them, like, you know, based off of that. But I would say that I did seem to play the Nintendo a lot more. Mostly, like, the platforming games on there, so I could see that.
Ooh, we got Town Hall. Is this all Town Hall? This is like the same building. I guess two of them spawned in the same area. That's funny. Yeah, Town Hall, Town Hall. Two Town Halls in one town. That's silly. Let's kill this zombie. Ah, hopefully there's not a dog there. Well, let me check this out. I'm curious. What is this? No one talks about the rise of lyric? What lyrics? Is this some kind of rapper? I don't really listen to rap or anything like that, so I wouldn't know. I don't think Mike is much of a fan either, right?
Rappers? No. I will say a system that hasn't been mentioned is like the Sega systems as well. That was another one I grew up with, like the Sega Genesis. And that was fun to play games on as a kid as well.
Oh, it's a Sonic game? Well, imagine paying attention to Sonic games after 1999 or whatever.
Oh, yeah, I know what game that is. I haven't played it, but I heard about it after that.
Yeah, I don't really know any of that stuff, because I'm looking up at the other messages Phantom left, and Sega turning Sonic into a Twilight werewolf? I'm assuming that's a werewolf. I think I'm somewhat aware of that, but I have no idea what the hell that was about, because I never played that shit. I was just like, what
the
the
night one. I did watch gameplay of the night one, and I'm glad I did, because like I remember seeing it in stores and thinking, oh, that might be fun to play. And then I saw gameplay of it, and I was like, I probably would have taken that game back, because it was horrible what I saw of it. Oh my gosh.
It's like, you're either
Like-
taking this game back and putting it in the trash where it belongs.
Like, one of the most horrible things about it is it was motion control based, you know, since it was on the Nintendo Wii. And a lot of people said that they just couldn't get it to work. Like, you know, it had so many issues that people were just like, you know what? If you have this game and you just bought it, send it back.
That's kind of like what happened
That was
recently
like-
with Cyberpunk. Because that
Yeah.
game ended up having a lot of issues on pretty much every system, I think. Except for like maybe the PC and the PS5 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like, oh yeah, well, if you want to refund it, you can, because basically we're like, yeah, it's not going to really work that well. I found a courthouse, apparently, in the town hall. This is kind of cool. Could reenact some favorite courtroom movies. Do My Cousin Vinny. Or let's see, Michael may be more familiar with
Sonic
Liar,
06
Liar.
would be the worst.
The funny thing is, like, Sonic's actually had worse games at this point. I mean, I don't know. I never played any of them.
Yeah.
I think there's a small hurdle. Let's get some experience. Like, all the Sonic games since that have been utter shit. Probably even a little bit before that, too. Like, has there been a good Sonic game in the last 20 years? Legitimate question, because
That I'm
Sonic
aware of.
Adventure was 1999. You had Sonic Adventure 2, which was also decent, and that was probably around 2000, 2002. Sometime between that, roughly. And yeah, I have no idea what Sonic had afterwards, because it all looked like utter crap whenever they announced something or showed it off. No, this is where you're wrong, Fantron. The franchise is clearly not dead. It's more like the undead. It's like a walking corpse, like this game right here, like the zombies. It just refuses to die, and it's an ugly mess that no one wants to see. But it just keeps persisting anyway for some reason.
It's like, what is that joke that I remember reading? It was like, look at this festering pile of shit. Don't you want to buy it? And you look at it, you're like, no. And you're like, oh, come on. Give it a try. And you look at it again, you're like, no. That's what Sonic games are nowadays.
I thought you were going to say the joke was that it was a Sonic game that the guy was pointing at.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Sonic games are literally that now. It's like, come on, don't you want to buy this bag of shit? Come on, you know you do. And it's like, no, I'd rather play anything else.
I'd rather do anything else with my time than play this.
Yeah.
I don't think I can take you do this, can I? Nah. Well, you can go pound sand for a while, I guess, then, zombie.
Pound sand.
Oh, where did... More just spawned out of nowhere. Cool. Bizarre, though.
I still say my favorite Sonic games will always be the originals, the Sonic the Hedgehog 1, 2, and I think 3 was pretty good too.
Wait,
Like
the
those on
Moneyball? I don't know what the Moneyball series is. I've never heard of that. That just makes me think of that movie with, wasn't it Brad Pitt? Where it's about the baseball team that they, like, hire him and he does, like, this amazing, I think they're called sabermetrics or something like that. Basically, it's like kind of this, kind of analysis where they determine the cost-benefit ratio of doing certain trades and, like, hiring certain ball players, and I'm pretty sure that was a movie. I'm pretty sure it was called Moneyball, too. Oh, Monkey Ball. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. I was like, wait a second. What the hell is that?
Oh yeah. I played Monkey Ball once. It was at a church I used to go to. They had it for the kids to play. And I was like, oh, okay, what the hell? I'm gonna give this a try. And I
Like, you
was
said
like,
what the hell in church? What is wrong with you?
no, I didn't say that in church, but I was like, I was just like, in my head, I was like, what the heck? I'll give it a try. It seems like something that could be entertaining, I'm sure. I played it for like a few minutes and I was just like, and I'm never playing this again.
Yeah, I never really tried it. It didn't have an appeal to me.
Yeah.
What the hell are these assholes doing?
I mean, it wasn't like the worst game I ever played, but it was kind of like, I'm not gonna be upset if I never play this again. Type of game.
That says it all. Ooh. Although this is a better item in general because of the strength and whatever on it. I found a cowboy hat.
It honestly just reminded me of Marble Run back in the day.
What happened? I thought more zombies spawned or something. It sounds like it. Probably gonna be upstairs, of course. Are they outside trying to get in again? What the hell? The game's like constantly spawning enemies. Well, I guess that is what this game does, if anything. It exceeds at that.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. What the hell was I hearing then? Oh, there's a fat ass out here. Hello, fat ass.
Stop fat shaming. That's horrible.
Well, maybe if he didn't go on a diet. Or maybe if he did go on a diet, he wouldn't have died like this then. That's probably why he died.
I'm glad Team Master enjoyed Monkey Ball, though. That's good to hear.
Yeah. I mean, I know nothing about it, so if it's a fun game, it's a fun game, I guess.
I mean, for me, the multiplayer games that I
place is
played
huge.
with, like family and stuff was like the Halo games. I did a video of this game and it got a
Tribes.
very interesting crowd of, Tribes. That was another one.
I saw where this is
My
going.
cousin was the one who introduced me to that game, and like I remember when we first played it, they're like, this is our favorite game to play, and like we played it like when we went and visited like for just hours because it was just mindless entertainment. It was just capture the flag, or destroy the enemy base, stuff like that. It was like really fun, And I just remember one of my favorite jokes.
We're at the DMV apparently.
My favorite joke on the back of the disc was they thought that they were going to, outsell Halo, which they did not do. And
Oh, Mike, how dare you compare the game to Halo? That's not allowed.
Yeah. I mean, the funniest thing about Tribes, though, is the way they thought they were going to win is because they had jetpacks. Like, that was one of their selling points of the game. Is like, check this game out, it has jetpacks. And I'm like, looking back, I'm like, it's really not that amazing of a thing. It's just another shooter game that also offers, like, destructible things in it, which is kind of cool, I guess. But, I mean, it's like, overall, it's not like the most amazing game ever made.
Yeah, that's what happens during the DMV. You die of boredom, waiting for them to call your number.
Exactly.
Of course, Santa. Blob says they have a tooth growing in finally from when they pulled a bunch. And it's actually growing in right. Well, I'm glad it's growing in right. Hopefully you don't have any issues with that. That's not fun getting fixed. Oh boy. I love when the ground's fully underneath me. I should probably get out of here. There's an interesting building to explore. So it has like a bunch of things in it. There's a courtroom, there's a DMV, a prison underneath it. But it takes too long to explore, so I have to get out of here. Because I don't want to be here at night. Let me destroy this shit. There we go. Yeah, we'll let them have fun with whatever they're doing. Then we should finally try to get back to the base, because I've been away for a while. Oh, the fetch quest is up here, though. Can I quickly do it, I wonder? Let's go see. What was that? Oh, that's the thing saying I had my mission. What is this building? W. Siegel's office. Okay, just an office, I guess. What is that? Galleria? Weird. Alright, just find whatever the hell's in here and then get out. Should be easy. You nerd. Oh, I didn't even see this guy's message. Someone said, is this Rust? Yeah, not quite. I'm trying to remember, is Rust the game where they kind of start you off with like whatever character you play as and you can't switch out ever? Because I think I remember,
so,
that's like the one thing I remember about Rust.
The funniest thing about Rust is the weapon you start out with to mine stuff with is a giant rock.
Yeah. But anyway, hello, nerd, and how are things going with you? I wouldn't be surprised if they reuse some kind of animation. Because this is a game where, I don't remember if it's Unity or Unreal Engine. I want to say Unity. So they probably use a lot of the same basic animations that are used in other games. I wouldn't be surprised. And actually, when the game was first released, it was even more basic than just that. Let's make sure we have an escape route. We need to use it. I wonder if it's upstairs. Oh, it's just behind this painting? Okay, that makes it easy for me. But yeah, if you haven't noticed, I have another person I'm playing with, and that's Mike. We're playing this in the same world together. It's not really a like massive online game, which I think Rust is for the most part, where you usually have a bunch of people on one server playing. Right now it's just the two of us. And we could invite more people, I think up to like 64 is the upper limit, but this game isn't really made to run with that many people. From what I hear, it doesn't perform that well at all. Let's see. Where did I leave my bike?
Shift plus N. Trying to make a new file.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, he just posted Shift plus N.
That must be the shortcut for something. I would normally say it's a very gutsy thing to actually try out a shortcut that someone suggests in the chat. Though that might have just been something that has to do with like bringing up the Unity console. Though actually, I can't get this console up, so what does this say? It doesn't really mention what it's for. I'm gonna assume it's Unity. I don't actually know. I'm pretty sure I knew this at one point. I keep losing my bike. The funny thing is, oh, I wasn't even looking at the screen and we ran into a dude. You can't really lose the bike, so you do have a marker that usually shows up, but for whatever reason, I don't think it shows up on the actual map. It's only on the compass.
And sometimes it can actually not show up at all. It's weird.
I think if you're a certain distance from it, it doesn't.
Yeah.
I'll turn this quest and then we'll get the hell out of this place.
Good job. If you are here to buy, I've got the best selection of medicine in the wasteland.
I'll take armor. I'll take a job for the future, but probably not going to do this just yet.
You looking
Whatever.
to earn some dukes? Oh, this is a dangerous one. Try not to
I'm sure it will be.
get radiated.
Trying to get radiated. Well, I guess I know where that one's located. Alright, so we have to go all the way back. Oh god, where? Oh god, I don't even know where I am. Well, somewhere out west or east or whatever direction I have to go in. I'm pretty sure it's out this way. Oh, and okay, that's where we are. Yeah, I'm really far away from you guys. Or I guess just you, Mike. I don't know why I'm saying you guys. Yeah, 3.5 kilometers away. Good lord.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully I can make it back before we get killed. We'll have to see. At least it's not a horde night like the other times when I got lost from the base and couldn't get back in time.
True.
So glad I'm definitely on PC and can use that. Are you, Blob? So what have you been up to in this game, Mike? Because I've been talking to you, but I have no real awareness of what you're doing in the game itself right now. Or for this last day or so.
Now I'm just collecting a bunch of materials to build my, little horde base that I noticed that I had left unfinished a little bit.
Oh, that's right.
But
When I
I
last
guess-
saw you, you were starting to build something.
Yeah, it's more or less ready. It's just could use a little bit more supports.
I wish there was some kind of perk that made it so when you're riding the bicycle, you use less stamina. Maybe the other ones do affect it, but I'm not really sure.
I heard that they wanted to add mods to the vehicles. Maybe they could add something to it that like puts a you know how in real life some bicycles have like a mini electrical battery engine on them. Maybe
Yeah.
they can do something like that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be cool. But I guess that it kind of makes it very similar to that one motorbike.
Mini bike?
Yeah, the mini bike.
Yeah.
that's
just
probably
saying,
too
it'd be
similar to that.
awesome if you had to pedal for a while to charge the battery, and then it would take you, it could like run for a little bit. And
Oh
then
yeah,
hit
you
the
get some
pedal
kind of
again.
regenerative braking or whatever.
That'd be awesome, But I doubt they would ever do that. They'd probably say, no, I mean, we already have the mini bike. There's no reason. And it's like, just get rid of the mini bike. The mini bike, nobody even uses anyway. If people could, they would skip straight to the motorcycle. I mean, come on. I mean, if
But
you can
unfortunately, they
relax
don't have a
during the
choice.
zombie apocalypse, I mean, why not? I mean,
Wanna do what now? Oh,
Phantom was saying to me, he's like, basically saying in the chat, he's like, imagine you're out there doing all the adventuring, and here I am just sitting, relaxing. I'm like, though, be honest. If you could, you would just sit and relax
Oh.
during a zombie apocalypse if it was possible.
yeah, I guess we know what Mike would do. It's actually just back at the base drinking all the alcohol that we had.
Hey now. Making me sound like an alcoholic. I see how it is.
Why can't I put this bike down now? Game, don't make me angry. Oh yeah, I saw your message before. Phantom said you've been trying to draw on your computer. What kind of stuff you're trying to draw? And in what program is that? I do know some people who make art using their computer, and I'm not exactly sure what she uses, if she has some kind of like special pad or whatever.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, does
I think-
Callie use a what do you call them? One of those pads to draw on?
Yeah, she does. She uses one of those tablets, is what I think they call them, and
A tablet, yeah.
she uses a version of Photoshop, I believe. Or like basically it's like one that she found because Photoshop became like what Microsoft Office did, where they're like,
Subscription
oh,
based.
you know what? yeah, subscription based. Like let's make people pay a monthly fee, and people are like, the hell with that, and they're like, oh well, okay. Which
Yeah,
is
I'm
how
well
I
aware of
felt when
that.
they did that. When I heard Microsoft Office did that, I was like, well, never using that shit again.
Yeah, the funny thing is with
Absolutely
Microsoft
have to.
Office is there's a lot of alternatives to using that. They've had
Yeah.
open offices out for a long time that basically is a free product that does all the same things.
Yeah. So it's like at that point, why even bother?
And with Photoshop, there are alternatives out there that are free, which is probably, you know, something that Callie found. But in my opinion, they don't really work as good. They have like different
Yeah.
shortcuts. You know, it handles a bit differently. Like with that, I could kind of see the point of why you'd want to spend more for that. Because the thing with Photoshop was it was always something you had to pay for. It was just at one point you only had to pay for it once, and then you could use it forever. And then all of a sudden they decide, oh no, you have to keep on paying every single month to use it.
Yeah.
And that's what made a lot of people pissed off at the time. Now, I guess we
Because
get off this here.
clearly, it doesn't make any sense to want to use a program more than once.
Well, that's the thing. They know that if you're a, you know, an artist or some kind of other professional that has to use that for their job or, you know, even their hobbies or whatever, you're gonna have to keep using it, like pretty much forever and ever. Because once you start
Right.
using it, you get accustomed to using that and being, what's the word? Kind of attached to that workflow, that process. So like, oh, we can just keep on charging people forever and ever to use this thing, and they're probably not going to bother using an alternative because they have to learn something that's completely new. Oh, characters for your stories in Autodesk. Isn't Autodesk and I could be wrong. I'm thinking of AutoCAD. Yeah, never mind. I was gonna say that's like a 3D modeling tool, but I'm thinking of something else. I think. I'm not 100% sure of that. As some like bare, some mere name recognition of it, I'm like, oh, I think I know what that is, but I don't really know for sure. Why can't I use this goddamn thing on the bike? I want to take a drink. It won't let me. There we go. That should help out a little bit. It has to be the slowest bicycle in all existence. It does make sense in a way, because we're carrying so much stuff on top of it too. But yeah, it is kind of silly how slow it is. Oh, watch this, Seamaster. This will be fun. You could ride the bike underwater. Yes, that is a thing in this game. Even though he's slow as shit. Yeah, you can go underwater, but the hill, it can't get past the hill. Basically a sketchbook. Ah, okay. Right, maybe now I can go. You know, it probably would be almost just as fast to just go on foot. And then I don't have to worry about having to get off and on the bike constantly because of these damn hills. 'Cause hills you could pretty much climb up most of the damn time like this. It's like Skyrim with the horses. You just completely go uphill like it's nothing. Unless you're on a bike, then you can't do that, of course. That would just be silly compared to everything else in this game. Wait, let's see the topography here. Yeah, I think I want to stay up on top of this. Maybe. Yeah, that's easy to do with a lot of things. We're kind of like, this isn't quite what I want to do. And if you're anything like me, you're kind of like, oh, well, now I'm just going to start all over. Or, you know, just put it off or whatever and then not do it. And then you never get whatever you're trying to do done. I guess you just have to practice through it, no matter what. That'd probably be the advice an artist would give you. But I wouldn't really know that. Oh, god damn it. I did not want to go in this stupid lake over here. I was not paying attention. But then again, when do I ever pay attention? I'll just go down. Whatever. The quickest way to get to anywhere is by going in a straight line, they say. Unless that straight line goes through a ravine, in which case you're probably gonna have a bad time. Well, that is true. When we're in the helicopter at the end of the last world that we had, we were able to pretty much go through the water there. And it was completely fine, apparently. It just like bounced off the bottom of the lake and then floated back to the top, which was great.
Oh boy.
Wow, there's a lot of trees here. I wonder who planted them. And I almost went right into the freaking pit.
You tested to see if you could fall forever, and you found out, nope.
Yeah, we do die eventually. It was good information to get from that. Oh yeah, Mike, so I was talking to T-Master earlier about computer stuff. We got to talking eventually about monitors. I was trying to remember what kind of monitor you had. Is it just like a normal 1080p monitor, or did you have one of the, like the higher resolution ones or anything like that?
We've had this conversation before. I use a TV for my main monitor and a regular HD monitor for my secondary one.
Mike, you said we had this conversation before. Like, I'm actually going to remember what conversation we had before. This is your mistake, man.
I know, right?
Also, you never know about the viewers that are, or the listeners, or whatever they may be, who are listening at that point in time. They may not be familiar with it.
True. But yeah, I've always used some reason, a television for my monitor. I was thinking about it today at work, though, which was kind of funny, about how maybe I should look into getting a regular monitor.
How far away do you sit from it?
I sit pretty close to it, to be honest.
Is it a big TV? Or is it kind of like just a smaller one then?
Considered on the small scale now.
Yeah, now. It's funny how big TVs have gotten. If you go in the stores now, it's like, oh yeah, here's an 80-inch TV.
Yeah.
It's like, good lord.
Here's your next home theater system. Pass.
Trying to think, what would you consider to be the ideal TV size that you'd want to have? Before it just starts getting too big.
I'm trying to remember what the one in my living room is right now. Because I like that one, and it's kind of considered more average size now. So I'm trying to remember what that is. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Sorry, I'm also thinking about what I'm building as well.
Oh, no problem. That happens. There's only so many things you can think about at once.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I honestly saw that stupid problem about this inventory space, which I think is not growing the way it's supposed to.
Could always check the mod page for it and see.
Yeah, I probably
'Cause
should.
I do remember you saying it was supposed to be craftable backpacks, but if that was the case, there would be an option for it.
Yeah, what's funny is I tried to keep the game I tried to keep the game on the old version before it updated, because I didn't want to have any mod problems. I wonder if it had some kind of problem anyway, though I don't know why that would be.
Not if you went back. I don't think it would have any problems based off of that.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so, but something seems wrong about the way it is right now. Oh yeah, and you're talking about the big CRT TVs. The cathode ray tubes.
Oh boy.
I still have one of
Oh
them.
my good God. I remember when we got rid of our last one because we don't have one anymore. And I remember picking up one of the flat screen monitors. I was like, oh wow, this is like nothing. I could easily carry this by myself. And then I tried to pick up the old CRT TV that we had, and I was like, and I almost broke my back. What the fuck?
Yeah, that is not a good idea. Those are hundreds of pounds.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, you said you just got rid of it, like, kind of recently?
No, not recently. It was years ago at this
Oh, okay.
point, but it was kind of funny because we got ourselves a flat screen TV and we were offering it to some of our friends and stuff, and they're like, no, we don't need it. Like, that's all right. And so we just, put it out for, like the cleanup thing or whatever. Somebody actually did come and pick it up. I don't know who, but somebody did actually come and pick it up. It shocked all of us.
Well, I was gonna say, those are actually quite valuable to some people. And
Yeah.
what's funny is a lot of these older things actually do go for a higher price because, well, one, they're not really made anymore. And like anything that's after a certain age, they start to break down. And, they're not really working in the way they used to. So people like keeping those things like that. It's like VCRs. I was looking that stuff up, and VCRs are actually expensive because they don't make them anymore. With age, a lot of them have, broken down or they don't work the way they used to. So for like a quality one, they fetch a high price. I think I'm actually going to look it up, this mod that we have with the backpacks. I want to see. So I'm just going to wait in this house and not do anything. If you guys are wondering why I'm just standing still, that's the reason. I have to remember the name of the mod, though. Let's try backpack mod, I guess. Bigger backpack? Maybe this is it. Actually, it should be in my install folder. Maybe it has the name. Oh, stupid Windows is like taking... Okay, there we go. It didn't want to load eventually. 7 Days to Die. Oh wait, I have it installed on my other drive probably. Games? Steam. 7 Days to Die. Let's see here. Mods. Z backpacks. Okay, let's see. Z backpacks. This one? Oh yeah, I think it was this one. Let's see. Yeah, they show backpacks in the pictures. Shabby backpack, backpack blue, military backpack, and they can be placed as a block with inventory. Okay. So it says they should have backpacks in here. I wonder why it doesn't work then. Or are there comments? Let's see. Yeah, there's a comment section. Does anyone say anything about it working? The blue and orange backpacks both open up 3 rows of inventory. I wish you would just tell me, though, how you get the backpacks. So I'm assuming you'd craft them. But it doesn't really say. Oh. No, wait, that's something different. That's for the large pockets. Yeah, Shabby Backpack and Backpack Blue, it's supposed to be always unlocked. Or you can get it at the trader. And then the other ones you can get using the needle and thread books. And with the secret stash of the trader sometimes. But obviously something's not quite right with that.
Darn.
Darn indeed.
Huh. Okay.
Said it was an optional backpack thing, right? So maybe I had to install something that I didn't do? I don't know. Is it an orange backpack that can transform? That sounds like it has to be a reference to something, but I don't get it. Yeah, I'm not sure. How many items does the game let you carry, Mike? Just out of curiosity.
Without being encumbered?
Yeah.
Let's see.
I have almost 3 rows, but one's missing from the third.
Okay, I have 2 full rows and then 3. And then the
Okay.
rest of them are considered encumbered.
Okay, so it does let me carry more than you, probably because I took more of those backpack, what is it, pack mule perks. But I don't get the stupid backpack business. This is confusing me. Somehow I have the key on the talk, it says in the game. I don't know how I did that. Wait, no, that's not the key to talk. What is that?
Funny. At the echo.
Yeah, I guess that's a different icon. I don't know what that means. Never mind. Oh, it's a charismatic perk. Oh, that's what it was. I was getting confused there.
Wait, how come I can make the dev paintbrush in the workbench?
Probably one of those mods that have that unlocks different things. I'm guessing anyway. Yeah, I like how that works, but the other thing doesn't apparently. I'm still reading about this, by the way, because I'm just curious now. Item modifiers. Would it be under this file? No. Out of curiosity, I can see what happens if I download this file again. See if there's anything in it that maybe had to be extracted. Oops, I put my... It actually was down to my Morrowind mod folder instead.
That's funny. Oh, gotcha. Okay. I even looked through all of them on the workbench and I don't see anything. I do remember that there was a different type of workbench that was supposed to be available.
Okay, let me see if I read the README if I find any more information about this. Oh, hey Kyle, what's up with you? The backpack is a... God, I've heard. The US government wants the backpack to learn its technologies. What? This sounds like some, something that alien dude would say. The guy says, oh, I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens. And that meme. an interesting theory. The alien technology, of course. Yeah, it says it's supposed to be always unlocked. Optional mod. Oh, the optional mod's only if you want to have the bigger backpack. Okay. So it should still have the other ones. Manual installation. Download and unpack the zip data. Place it into your mods folder. Which looks like that's what I did, because that's why I have the bigger overall size anyway. This will just be an immense mystery for Saul. Hello. Yeah, I'm not sure how long you've been listening for, Kyle, but I've been trying to troubleshoot. I think it's a problem that we have with one of the mods we're using. That's mostly why I'm just standing in place right now, because I'm actually reading different things in my browser right now. Well, funny enough, it was actually Phantom who made another reference to Dora the Explorer just a little while ago. So that's appropriate enough. Hmm. Of course, my character's getting hungry while this is all going on.
Of course.
Ah, okay, I see, I see. I don't know if you want to try this, Mike, but I could try, like, reinstalling those files and see if that works. Do you want me to quit out of the game and try that real quick?
Sure,
See if we can get
shouldn't
that
be
to
a
work.
big deal.
Alright. Well, let's just give this a shot. Because it seems like that'd be something we'd need to have to actually work if we ever want to use that in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so let me...
Do that maybe real quick.
Oh yeah, feel free. Maybe I have to install to this folder too. Let me see. I'm just going to try this for the sake of curiosity. What's going on, man? You still there, Phantom? Is it loading for you, like the stream itself, or are you just seeing the blackness of the fact that I turned off the game for a second? I'm not sure which it is. Let me just read the README one more time. Let's make sure I'm doing it right. Download and unpack the zip data, place it in the mods folder. This would be the mods folder. And that would presumably work. Presumably, anyway. Oh, by the way, you back yet, Mike?
Yeah, I'm back.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. But I thought I heard you at one point. Yeah, I guess we could give this a shot. Let me just make sure I have everything organized here. Wait, where did my one folder go? Damn it. Son of a bitch.
Computer probs.
Indeed. Alright, well... Oh, wait, I think I know what... Let me see this. Let's see if this helps. I might know what did it. Possibly. Alright, replace these files. Alright, let's see if this makes a difference. Okay. Yeah, it seems like some people had some problems with the stream when I did that. Is it all working for y'all now? Let me know if you can hear me or not. Unless you're Mike, because you should be able to hear me because I'm talking to you on the Discord instead.
That's true.
I should put this back up just so we could see everyone. Or you could all see us, anyway. Yeah, I guess OBS acted up when we turned off the game or something like that. That does sound likely. Uh-oh. Interestingly, now I'm getting an error saying that it's not finding the rucksack. Interesting.
That is interesting.
Well, it's weird because I didn't seem to find it before and it didn't throw up an error. Well, it looks like it's still loading anyway. Yeah, it didn't... Oh, but now it crashed. Shit. Well, that's not good.
Oh, boy.
Well, hopefully you didn't just break... Let me read the instructions one more time here. Download and unpack the zip data. Place it into your mods folder. Have fun. I mean, it seems pretty simple, like you wouldn't be able to screw that up.
Yes, but
Where
I'm just saying that's something I would probably end up doing.
Well, I mean, I definitely did something. I don't know what it was I did. So it was working before, and now it's not. Data. Place it into the mods folder. Okay, so I downloaded it, I unpacked it. Then there's the optional one for doing the bigger size, which I did. Which it says drag and drop to activate the bigger size.
Yeah, it's probably going to be suffering a little bit, the stream, because of what's been going on with us doing all this troubleshooting.
Black screen. Maybe it doesn't like that. I mean, it's kind of weird, but it's a possibility. Alright, so... let's try this again. Start from scratch. I'll put back in the unpacked files. Optional drag and drop the thing out to activate the bigger size. I guess I want me to drag it out here? I'm not sure where they want me to drag it at too specifically. Hopefully, maybe I'm doing it wrong. I guess you have to keep the loading screen up like this. The on break screen, it doesn't cut out like it does on the other time. I don't know. It's bizarre, but YouTube, OBS, something between the different mechanisms is going wonky, I guess. Well, we'll see what happens when we load in this time. I don't know if you guys saw that or not, because it might have been on the other screen still. But for me, it showed an error of some sort. Basically that I couldn't find the, I guess the backpack files. We'll see if it happens again this time. Well, it took a while this time, or last time, so we'll see if it happens again. So far, it's not doing it. Is it doing it permanently, Kyle? Is it still acting up, or is it back to normal now? Because I don't want to restart OBS now if it's working, but if it's consistently doing it, then I will restart it. Looks like it's loading this time, so maybe this fixed it. And if this does fix it, it's weird that the first time it let us load the game and it didn't tell us about the issue, and it let us play it for a while without it freaking out or anything. Okay, yeah, I'm glad to see it's back to normal. I'll check the inventory before we invite Michael into the game, because I want to make sure it's actually working correctly. Yeah, I guess it's just...
My favorite color, though, to answer the question in the chat, my favorite color has been blue lately.
Blue lately? So when did this change?
Oh, it's been that for about, like, a year.
Oh, okay, now I can make a backpack. So that did fix it. Well, that's really weird. I'll just say that much.
Yeah.
Alright, so I need a sewing kit, which I have. Forged iron, 2. Leather, and a cloth fragment. Oh, what the hell? Now the game is saying I'm not carrying anything. Or that, like, I can only carry 1 row of... Oh, this is really weird. I feel like we broke this. What the hell?
Oh, great.
Because now I only have 1 row of inventory before I become encumbered, according to this thing. So I wonder what it's going to say for you.
We'll see. I'm almost loading in.
Do we have iron somewhere that I could just take real quick? Where the hell am I? There's the door. Here's some iron. I'll just take some of it right now. Alright. Leather and cloth. I know I have leather and cloth somewhere. At least I hope we have leather somewhere.
No, searched all over the base. We don't have leather.
Are you serious?
We're gonna have to find some. Yeah. At least from what I saw when I was looking for some myself. Unless it's in one of the other chests.
Oh, we have leather. Thank God you were... Oh! When you spawned, you were completely naked at first.
Oh, nice.
Well, other than the fact that he still wears the underwear, at least.
Okay, so yeah, my inventory does show the same as what you said, where it's all max. Like it only has 6 slots that are available without being encumbered. Let's see.
Well, we'll see what happens when I put it on.
So it does show that my pack meal is still the same.
I could always give ourselves the things to reset the perks. Maybe we'll have to do that. Since it didn't like me messing around with the files, I guess.
Possibly.
Well, I'm making 2 backpacks right now, so we'll see what happens when we put them on. Oh, they take a while to make.
Which one, the backpack blue or the military?
I can only make the backpack blue right now. Are you able to make the military one?
No, I was just kidding.
That would have been
I just
nice. Well, I tried equipping the backpack. I don't think it did anything. Did it equip it? No, it's showing it in my hand.
Oh, try using the use button on it while it's in your hand. I remember reading about that somewhere.
Which button?
Like the click button, like, you know, on the mouse where you click.
Yeah, I already
to,
clicked
like,
with both buttons.
Damn it.
There
That's
was
the
a
most
thing that
common.
popped up, which has backpacks. All right, let me read this little FAQ. All backpacks can be placed as a block and picked up again. What? It doesn't say how to equip it, though. At least I don't think it does. I can place it on the ground, apparently. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. This is ridiculous. Pick up again with E. It only lets me access it. I can't pick it up.
Hold E for a second.
I tried that too. Can you do it? Can you pick up that backpack?
Nope. I see you hit it once.
Oh, there's a wear button. I'm an idiot. Well, now I'm wearing mine. Or the other one that was in there. How do you pick this freaking thing up is the question. Because this, you could use this one, obviously, because
I guess try destroying it and see what happens. I mean, if you, anything, we could just make another one.
Did you pick
Yeah,
it up?
that just destroyed it. Oh, no, I picked it up. Good.
Yay, okay. Yeah, now I can carry a lot more, luckily.
Okay, when I wear it, I don't carry any extra. It has the same. Oh, there, I fixed it by doing the sort.
Okay.
Okay, good. Ah, so that's how that works. Okay.
What's up?
I said that's how that works. So what
How
do you think?
what
Do you think
works?
we're going to reset our perks as well?
I'm not
How
sure.
backpack works.
We could try seeing what happens, but you might be, like the other 3 rows. You might only get that if you get the military backpack. Is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I could try giving ourselves the thing to reset the perks to see what happens. I'll just cheat ourselves a copy because obviously we're not gonna find it or whatever. The forgetting elixir, right?
Yeah.
Ugh. My character sounds like he's dying from that. Yeah, that reset the amount of inventory space I had at least a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't think we needed that, but we did it anyway, I guess. Now I have to remember what the hell I put my perks into, god damn it. Alright, well at least we figured this problem out now. That's good at least. Alright, well first I'll put this all the way up. And I know I had the thing for the parkour. I'm probably not going to remember this exactly, but oh well. What does this have to be at? Level 8. Am I hearing zombies?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have my audio list. I wasn't hearing it at first, but... Annoying
Yeah, it's just
assholes.
them, through our thing out there.
What happened? I don't know. What just happened? Multiple stripper zombies and OBS got too excited and had to take a break.
Oh boy.
Oh man. Imagine Mike being bad and he tries to destroy it on purpose. Luckily, Michael isn't that bad. Did you eat glass? Thankfully, no. Though it's funny, I think in Morrowind you could actually eat glass. Maybe some of the other Elder Scrolls games too. For whatever reason, they should let you straight up eat it. I'll take some of these perks. I think I did get this because I wanted to get the cardio up. What was this at the be at? Level 7? Right, 17 more points to go. Of course, I have no idea what they were in. I think I had some of this. The Minor 69er and the Motherlode. Probably Sexual Tyrannosaurus. Because I always like getting that. Other combat perks. I don't think I got anything for the guns yet because I don't really have those. I might have gotten some of the pain tolerance.
Yeah, I know I did one into that.
I don't think I actually put much in the light armor, but I could be wrong. Oh, I think I might have done some of the, where is it? The Lucky Looter. I think I got one of those.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
even
did
2 of
two in-
those. Alright, well, that's pretty decent. Well, I don't think I had them in light armor, but I'll put them in now because I definitely will need that at some point. There we go. That's fine. It's close enough anyway to what we had. Alright, why am I starving? Where did I put all my food that I had before because I had a bunch? I'll just eat some bacon out of this.
Alright, that'll work.
It's one way to clean the cups when you don't want to do the chores. I mean, it definitely solves it in some way. Well, I'm glad we got that fixed, because now I can actually carry stuff and not feel constantly over-encumbered like I was, for no good reason.
Right.
Like, that was the reason why we downloaded this mod, so we didn't have to do all that inventory management so much. And it wasn't even working anyway.
Yeah.
I should probably hold on to this for some opportune time. Oh. Sounds like those assholes are still out there.
Yeah, I noticed some of them, man. Oh, not like when
Let's
I
go.
looked, but I definitely heard that
Let's
again.
have a little fun. Oh, it's a biker zombie.
Oh boy.
There we go. Oh yeah, there's a lot of them out here. They're mostly just kind of like milling around. Clean up the neighborhood. There we go. Oh, they're trying to break into the power plant. That's funny. If they went in here, they'd probably stumble on those mines. Idiots. Okay. Speaking of mines. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Luckily I didn't die somehow. Let's see, where was that again? Oh, there we are. I could probably turn that off now. Alright. Northern latitudes, meanwhile, southern latitudes, bad winter. Is it a bad winter down in the southern hemisphere? See, I don't really stay up on what their weather's like, because I don't have to deal with it. But it actually has been pretty decent around here. I know some places have had very unnaturally warm weather for the summer, but it's been fairly decent over here, I would say. Well, apparently the mines respawn, because that wasn't there before. The last time we went through there, I don't remember.
Interesting.
Alright, so I am not gonna fuck around there anymore, because I have no idea how often those pop up. Let's see. I do have to go back to get my stuff, though. Hopefully I don't die again. Let's see. Frickin' A. Your Antarctica lair. That's right. Let me clear away this stupid grass. It's not covering anything. What the fuck? Alright. Somehow you got a ton of guys that spawn in there. Well, you have fun with that, because I have terrible luck when it comes to those mines, so I'm not fucking around in there. I guess if I stick around here, though, I'm gonna get the XP from you fighting them, so maybe I should do that so I can get the debt repaid. There we go. Good job, Mike. Very brave of you to take those all on in that shithole of a power plant. That's just a death trap for me, apparently.
Apparently.
I was gonna say, I think it's in Superman. But it might be the North Pole. He has like a Fortress of Solitude. I think that's actually the North Pole, though. I could be wrong. The thing about him is he is Superman, so he could pretty much fly anywhere he wants to go really quickly. So it could be Antarctica, it could be in the Arctic. I don't think it makes that much of a difference for him. Oh, I'm going by like the old Superman movies anyway. The was it Christopher Reeve ones? I think it's Christopher Reeve. Alright, Team Master, you're gonna head to bed. Well, thank you for stopping by. Yeah, I'm glad to see you at one of these streams again. It's been a while since we did one, and I'm glad you're doing well. Yeah, I'm very happy to see that you've been, recovering nicely, and you have a decent chance to, rest and recuperate from everything. So take care, man. Oh yeah, all the debt's gone. Thanks to Mike's efforts there. Well, I'm not saying you're not Superman. That's about it. I'm not making any kind of claims or accusations. Yes, that is true. I was assuming it was the North Pole because North America is closer to the North Pole, obviously. Potentially he could fly all the way to the South Pole, but yeah, it probably is lazy. Not that I'd blame him. I mean, for everything else he does, he definitely deserves to take a little bit of a break in that regard.
Phew.
Did you ever watch those movies, Mike?
Nope.
No, not a single one of those Superman movies from the 70s? Maybe the 80s?
No, not really.
I saw them when I was young, but I don't really remember that much about them. I remember the one where he fights that guy who, like he's like Nuclear Man or something like that. I forget his name. But basically he's like the equivalent of Superman, and he fights him, and I think he tosses him to the moon or something, and then he like fights Superman on the moon, and then he tosses him to the sun, I think. Or, I don't know, it's something weird. I think the reason it happened was really silly. It's because in one of the Superman movies, he throws like all these nuclear weapons in the sun. So then it creates Nuclear Man or something like that. It's been like 20 years since I probably saw this movie, so I have no idea. It probably is completely wrong.
That's funny, though.
But basically, in like the very beginning of the movie, it's like, yeah, you know what? Screw all these nuclear weapons. And he goes like to every country and just like steals their nuclear weapons. And it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna throw these in the sun. I guess I don't need these bullets right now. And I don't have a shotgun either, so I don't need the shells. There we go. Finally getting organized on the items. Okay, so I'm correct on that. I can't believe I actually remembered that. I know. I mean, obviously I was just thinking about this a little while ago. Just a few days ago. And, you know, I don't think I checked for these movies, because there's been a couple of times these last couple of weeks. I actually probably said this like last month or so, where there's been like a certain movie I wanted to see, and I'm like, all right, let me check. So I go and look on like Netflix, Amazon, see if I'm able to watch it. I'm like, oh, nope, you need one of these other services. You need HBO Max, or you need this or that, Disney Plus, or whatever the hell it may be. And I don't have any of those, so I can't watch them. And I'm like, man, it's crazy, because I remember it was just a few years ago. Like, you could pretty much watch almost anything on Netflix. Or if it wasn't on Netflix, you'd watch it on Amazon. But now it's, like, you really have such a limited amount of movies you can actually watch on those anymore. Without paying extra for one of those other things. It's kind of a shame. Because I really don't feel like paying the extra money to get all the different ones, because there's just so many. You get the Paramount... I probably had this conversation before because it sounds familiar now. But, like, what's the other ones they have? Like, those other movie studios. I was going to say CBS, but I think CBS and Paramount are together? If I'm correct on that. They have Wish Dragon on Netflix? I'm not sure what that is. Is that something decent? And also, secretly, I'm not really too sure what to do in terms of the game right now either, because it's like 11:52 over here, so we don't have the most amount of time to be, you know, playing this still. But I do want to do something before we end the stream.
That's funny.
I guess I could go return the quest that I have.
The time difference, I'm like, 11? What? I'm like, oh, that's right.
Time zones are such a pain, aren't they, Mike?
Yes, they are.
Whoa! Frickin' hole.
Speaking of, one of the funniest things I ever read online was this person was trying to supposedly explain time zones to one of their friends, and they're like, what are you talking about? There's no such thing as other time zone. There's only one. And they're like, no. Funniest thing I ever read in my life. I was like, oh god, even I know that.
Yeah, and in my opinion, Netflix loses a lot more movies than they actually get. And a lot of the movies that Netflix gets aren't any good to begin with at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the thing with that, Solo, that's a Disney movie now, so... You know, that's one of the reasons why they can't really have it anymore, is because Disney won't really give anyone else their movies to play anymore, since they have their own thing.
Yeah. Speaking of Netflix, though, one of the stupidest things I ever read about them was they were saying about how like somebody was asking them like, what do you guys decide like how you're gonna keep certain videos or whatever, right? And they're like, well, usually it's based off of you know, like viewing, like how often it's viewed and stuff. And they're like, well, that can't be right because there was stuff that was like super popular and then all of a sudden it just disappeared off there. And they're like, what are you talking about? And like, you know, tried to deny it.
Oh,
So funny. I was like,
I didn't know it was still alive.
where'd you find the letter that you said you had?
Oh, I probably took it all. No, I still have 9. I don't know if I had more than that or if that is like all that was left. So it may not, if it's not in the chest that's in that one room, that's kind of near the crafting table in the forge area, then I probably used most of it and have the rest, which is only 9 pieces.
Okay.
I think the backpack did use up a fair bit. Oh yeah, technically I think I do have the password for Hulu. Hulu. I don't want to do the... Wait, what quest is this? Clear the area? Yeah, I don't want to do that right now. There's the other mark I wanted to go to. That's a lot of dead bodies. Yeah, does Netflix... I remember Netflix having a lot of animated movies and shows, but... And by animated, I mean like anime. Do they still have that on Netflix? Or did some other service get a whole bunch of that stuff or whatever?
I think they still have a few.
I mean, that's kind of decent, I guess. Well, these are missions. I was hoping this was stuff I could turn in. 'Cause I don't know where this is for, but I have something... Oh, I guess it's this one. Well, I'm not going all the way over there. Or maybe I can. Let's see. Well, first let me stop at this store, because I want to see if I can buy and sell shit. Oh, Jesus. Scared the shit out of me, dude. That's cool they still have that at least.
I'm listening.
What do you have? Yeah, the mini bike costs 12,000 dukes, which is overpriced in my opinion. If it was something that was cheaper, I wouldn't mind just getting it to have. Even if it does become pointless once you have the motorcycle, but oh well. Nothing I can afford right now anyway.
I knew you didn't have money the moment I laid eyes on you.
Yeah, and the trader's complaining about how he knew that I didn't have any money on me the moment he saw me. He's an asshole. I've seen a GIF of the movie. Which movie? Which movie are we talking about? I'm sure I've seen a GIF of lots of movies, but I may not recognize them at all times. Alright, so I'll try getting all the way over here. I guess we're not really that far away. The Wish Dragon? Oh, okay. I can't say I recall it. But I'll take your word for it, I guess. Hey Mike, did you ever see the Saw movies?
Saw, I think, the first one.
Yeah, I think I saw the first one. Maybe the second one as well. But I think that's about it. Because I saw some videos recommended on YouTube that was like, oh, how you would solve the puzzles in Saw, basically.
Yeah. I remember they made a video game based off of the Saw movie, and I remember somebody made a joke about how, like, when they were playing the game, they're like, I wonder what happens if you, like, let the person, you know, get killed by the puzzle and you actually get a game over. I was like, wow, you think it wouldn't just be like, oh, okay, well, go ahead and move on, I guess.
Wait, from whose perspective did you play as in that game?
I don't really remember, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really weird idea for a game. But then again, they've made weird games out of all sorts of concepts before, so it doesn't surprise me that much. Have we been in this trader before? Is one that I have marked off on the map? Yeah, I guess I do. Well, we'll stop by and see what he has to. Shut up, zombies. Oh, this is wrecked.
What do you want?
Yeah, he's not gonna like the fact that I'm probably not gonna buy anything from him. Guide to archery. I'd rather save my money for something else. Yeah, I think I can save it. Surprisingly, he didn't bitch me out. Let's get out of here.
I still say that what they refer to as in other games, animal husbandry, needs to be a thing in this game where you can, like, raise animals and,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
I'm surprised it isn't. And that's not something they even have on their roadmap, is it?
Oh, I found a beehive flower. Nice. So that's
You know,
what the farming thing was that I saw on here.
yeah, funny thing
Yeah,
about that though,
bees.
Mike, I think that there is a mod that like tries to add that stuff in. I don't know how well it works though. It tries to add in like raising animals and stuff like that. Because I remember seeing it at one point. It goes for fairy tale. Oh, I guess this is okay. Yeah, what you're saying in the other sentence. Okay, Phantom. Well, you have yourself a good night. We're probably not going to go too much longer
Yeah, take
anyway.
care.
Thank you for wishing us well in the stream, and hopefully you have a good night. Why do I have so many missions here in this one area? Oh my god, there's a bear right there. Why did I come through this way? Hurry up and get the hell out of here, please.
Damn it, I saw a bunny. I need to kill it.
Mike, trying to kill an innocent little bunny? Are you serious, man?
Yes, because I need its leather. Ah, there it is.
What a deranged murderer. Terrible.
You know it.
Despicable. Oh my god! What the fuck? Get out of this! You gotta be shitting me, motherfucker. A fucking vulture, Mike, came out of nowhere and infected me.
Oh, of course.
The problem was, like, I was on my bike, so I tried to, and I had my fingers off the keys because I was kind of being lazy. So I had to quickly try to, like, mash the key. Instead of hitting the right key, I accidentally hit the thing and start typing in the chat. So then I was stuck in that freaking menu, and I couldn't do anything. It just fucking pissed me off to no fucking end. And here's another one of these motherfuckers. least I killed this motherfucker. What? No, don't hit the... Oh my god. This game's pissing me off right now. It's a good thing we're near ending the stream.
That is one thing I can agree on with most streamers when they said that, you know what I feel is the greatest feeling in the world when it comes to streaming, and like, you know, his chat goes like, what? And he goes, when the game is pissing you off and you look at the clock on your right and you're just like, okay, I've been streaming for how long? I've been streaming for about an hour. Okay, so if I quit right now, I wouldn't mind. I'd be totally fine with that. Everybody would probably understand. And it just made me crack
Yeah,
up.
exactly.
I was like, I'm like, you know, I actually completely agree with that.
Like, I'm sure I've had more than a few streams where you've had that. You're like looking at the clock and just waiting for the stream to be over. Particularly back a couple years ago, certain people in the stream who we don't have to worry about anymore.
Something you need
Yeah.
now that you did the job.
You're like, oh my god, when is the stream about to end?
After all.
Oh well. It's funny that Phantom left right before that happened. Because he is so
Yeah.
used to me being attacked by those damn fucking birds. Should I get a mission for you before I leave? Actually, I should check your inventory. Oh man, I'm tired too, so it's really gonna be a good night. To say the least. Well, hopefully you have honey or something back at the frickin' base.
Not directly on me, but I have something that can generate honey over time, apparently. It's pretty awesome.
We had a lot of stuff at the base, so I'd be surprised if we didn't have any.
Might be some in the food pantry.
Let me
Guess
check
we
the
can
old
have
house. We don't have
solid.
anything left behind. I don't think we did.
Ooh,
You know that show doesn't have another season? Oh, okay.
take
Yeah.
apart some stuff.
Oh, I could really... Yeah, if there are shows that kind of end without a conclusive ending, that's really frustrating.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I can't comment on this show in particular because I don't really know it, but... That is one of the worst feelings. I'm trying to think about a show that's like that. The funny thing is now a lot of the shows that I watch, it's like not so much the fact that they end abruptly, it's that they end poorly. I think one of the examples I always give is the original... Well, not... It's the only one that I know of, the show Quantum Leap, which kind of ended in the middle of nowhere. Oh, there's zombies in this base now, that's funny. Of course there would be.
I'm
Really?
stuck. Yeah.
Alright, well, I guess we'll just ride back. You know what? I really don't want to ride through this stupid wasteland because I'm probably just going to get bit again. So maybe I should go up that way and around.
She was a zombie until she took an arrow into the knee.
She was a zombie until I killed her again.
Exactly.
She was alive until she was dead. Mike, do you know that people die when you kill them?
Yes.
Alright, we avoid most of the bullshit by going this way. I tell you, man, it's fucking crazy. We actually almost went a full stream without having the vultures. It was like at the very end there. All of a sudden out of nowhere.
Of course.
Yeah, I'll go this way first, even though it gets us a little bit close there. I know it really is the case that it's mostly in the wasteland areas that you have the vultures, and I think it also could happen in the deserts, but it still feels like it happens way too much in those locations. Because I won't even be there for 2 minutes, 3 minutes maybe, and they're swooping out of nowhere trying to kill me.
Yeah. A blunderbuss as well.
And if I remember, the programming is supposed to be that they only attack you when you're like low on health, but that never is the case for me. They're always attacking me no matter what my health is. So I feel like that's broken.
Yeah.
That's nice. I'm glad you have stuff to look forward to. For watching,
Yeah.
anyway. Oh, so did we have a final ruling on that, Mike? Is there, your no Switch for you? The new Switch, anyway?
Oh, yeah. Since mine still works, I probably wouldn't get the new one.
Yeah, there's no way I'm getting it either. That would be pointless, as they say.
Yep.
And you know, they probably will, in another year or two, come out with a new Switch anyway. That actually is an upgraded one.
Mm-hmm.
Just watch. So when you think about it...
What
Yeah, go ahead.
they last said that they want to focus on mobile systems lately instead of an actual console again, which I still don't get that, but at the same time I'm like, well, that's what they want to do, I guess.
I think that makes absolutely zero sense whatsoever when they just had a system which combines the two, and that's the big catch of it all.
Yeah.
That really makes absolutely no sense to me, but it's Nintendo, and the thing about Nintendo is they do manage to sell stuff no matter what they do, for some reason. Like, they have a very loyal fan base for some reason. And I like Nintendo stuff too, but when they do really stupid stuff, I don't feel need to defend them or buy their stuff. So it's really weird when they're like, okay, well, we made this console, which is both a handheld and a portable. Oh, but now we're going to go and just make a new handheld only. It's like, wait, why? Just do the same thing you were doing that was, like, super successful. And if anything, what I'd rather them focus on was making a dedicated home console that's more powerful than the Switch. Like, if anything, basically just release an upgraded Switch that is like a you know, like a PS5 equivalent, but it's for home use only. And you know what? Maybe it's compatible with Switch games, and essentially all it does is run them at a higher resolution or whatever. Or like a more stable frame rate, because a lot of the Switch games have problems running the game at a stable frame rate. And from what I've heard, that's still an issue. Yeah, it really is the case, Fantron, where Nintendo will have a failure, then they have to make something that's like amazing to get them out of the dire situation they were in from their failure. And then once they have that success, they're like, oh, let's go make something stupid again. And then basically they have like another generation that's kind of like a wash. Because you have like early Nintendo that was very successful with the regular Nintendo, the NES, and then the Super Nintendo. And then I'm not saying like these consoles were bad, because I actually played both of them, and I liked a lot of the games for them. But you had the N64 and the GameCube, where if you're trying to be objective about it, oh yeah, there's honey. So let me take this quickly, so I don't have to take something else for my infection. But both the N64 and the GameCube had weird aspects to them that kind of limited their success. With the N64 was the fact that they were kind of hard-headed and stubborn about having to keep using the cartridges, even though they weren't the best thing at the time for the console to use.
Yeah.
And then when they had the GameCube, they were like, oh, well, instead of using DVDs like the PlayStation moved to and the Xbox is going to have, we're going to start using these mini CD things instead, which people weren't really as fond of as using. And they're like, well, why would I use that when I can just get the PlayStation 2, which has a DVD player in it? So both of those systems, even though they had decent games for them, in my opinion, and actually probably some of the best games that, you know, were out there at the time, they had these stupid limitations on them that kind of limited their success and prevented the games from selling better because they didn't have a bigger audience to sell to. Then finally you did have the Wii, and basically that was a system where they had to appeal to the masses. And in my opinion, it was kind of like a double-edged sword because on one hand the system was very popular, and even the games did sell a bunch of copies on them, but after a while, there really wasn't a whole lot they did with the system, because everything was sort of that gimmicky type of game where it was like, oh yeah, you have to use the motion controls, you have to do this, you have to do that, even though it wasn't always what you wanted to play with. Because eventually, like, you know, I just want to play a normal game. I don't have to swing the stupid remote. I don't want to have to do this and that. Just let me use a regular controller, but of course they didn't let you for pretty much any of the games.
Yeah.
And they did the same damn thing with the Wii U. And of course the fact is the Wii was like just an utter dunce of a system, where it was just like such a stupid idea. It's like, oh, here's this other controller you have to use, which has a screen on it. And it's like, alright, well now I have to hold this heavy controller, which is like big and awkward. And of course, because Nintendo requires developers to make use of the stupid screen, now I have to look at the stupid screen half the damn time, and not at my TV, which is a lot better than the stupid screen that I'm holding. And it's just like, why? What even is the point of it? The reason why the Switch is good is not because it's a super, like, zany and, like, out there idea. It's the fact that it does two things good at once. It's fairly decent for a home console device. You know, it's not the strongest system, and it never was the strongest out of all the systems that was available, but it was pretty good for pretty much any game, at least decent enough to do most things at HD graphics. And it was also a very good handheld system. Like, the switching aspect of it isn't like the remarkable thing, it's the fact that it does two things good at once. So, I don't know. Like, what's the idea behind, oh, we're just gonna make a new handheld system? It's like, you already have, like, the best possible thing for that. And you're just gonna be like, oh no, we don't want to make use of that. We don't want to put more development into this already gold idea that we have. Alright, well. Awesome. I guess we'll see what happens with their next system, then. I'm sure it'll be great. Their worst failure is the Virtual Boy. And you know what? That's the reason why I didn't even mention that. It's because everyone forgets about it. Other than the times we're thinking about, like, what's the worst thing Nintendo's done? It's like, oh yeah, that Virtual Boy crap. But I guess we probably should be ending the stream soon, Mike. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Just about the end of this in-game day, and at this point we're just ranting about Nintendo again, like we tend to do once we run out of ideas.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stitch up my injury here. Can I use something on this? First aid bandage. I wonder if I have any. Are there bandages in here, Mike? Do you happen to notice?
Not maybe.
Oh, I have one in here.
Yeah.
Alright, got it. There we go. Did I know that Nintendo's making a movie? No, I didn't know that. I mean, I guess we could chat for a few more minutes. If you guys have stuff you want to talk about. Well, I'm probably just gonna sit here in the game because I don't really feel like doing anything else. What movie are they making now? I remember people talking about, at least there were rumors they were gonna make a new Zelda movie. Or a Mario movie even, but I think that was just a rumor or a... What would you call it? Like a false rumor at the time.
Yeah, probably that.
I don't even know what they would make a movie out of at this point. What would you think, Mike?
No, I don't even know anymore either.
Maybe they'll make a movie out of Super Smash Brothers.
Oh god.
That'd be like the silliest thing ever.
Actually,
Has anyone
that
played the
does
Mario
rock.
Golf game? Because I know that came out like a couple of weeks ago, right?
I saw a picture of it, but yeah, I haven't played it.
It's pretty weird. I've seen some of it. And it's almost not really golf. Because it is based on golf, but they're doing other things like your character's kind of like running around at the same time and hitting the other character. So it's sort of like Mario Kart in a way. Where like they're doing a sport or whatever, or, you know, some kind of like event. But at the same time, it's kind of like doing other stuff at the same time. Oh, an animated Super Mario movie? Yeah, I don't think I'd have any interest in that. And what's funny is in the Mario Golf game, Mario's not even really in it.
That's
What
I
happened,
was
Mike?
thinking of. For some reason at work today, I was thinking about how much they would screw up a Star Fox movie.
Oh my god. I mean, just imagine how much
Like-
they screw up a regular Star Fox game.
Yeah, especially
How would they do any
nowadays,
better
yeah.
with the movie?
I was like go back to Star Fox 64, which was pretty popular for its time, of course.
Well, you know what the
And
thing is
so I
about
was
Star
thinking
Fox,
that-
Mike?
Hmm.
They made one good Star Fox game. And then, do you know what? What they did next?
Nope. What's up? What did they do?
Then they remade that same Star Fox game. And then you know what they did after that?
Basically remade it.
They started remaking
Yeah.
that Star Fox game. Well, except for that one time they made a Star Fox game that was like a Zelda game. With dinosaurs in it. That's like the one exception.
I do remember. Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of like the joke about the Star Fox series. It'll take place in the Super Mario Brothers NES events? You mean the regular Super Mario Brothers game? Like the first one? I mean, there's not much of a story there, is it? Like, basically, Bowser's kidnapped the princess. That's all the story is.
Yeah.
I actually think the first
still-
Mario Brothers movie was pretty interesting. Like, it was such a weird idea, but it was kind of interesting in that way, in that regard.
I still say my favorite thing in the world back in the day is when people were trying to say they were going to make a Legend of Zelda movie. And then any kind of like research I did into it was like they came up with some like fan stuff that was pretty cool looking, you know, but other than that, like some of the ideas they put forth were just terrible ideas. And then they went on to say like they were like, but you can't really give him a voice though, and wouldn't that kind of take away from the aspect of having a movie for it? And I'm like, yeah.
Wait, why wouldn't they give him a voice?
Because they were saying how one of the arguments that people had was that if they gave him a voice, people would argue about like how it should have been done or something, you know?
Well, people are gonna argue regardless. But I mean, you have to give the freaking character a voice in a movie. How freaking stupid would that be if you're watching a movie where the character's just looking dumb the whole time? Like, ooh?
Yep, exactly.
I mean, I'm not surprised people would argue that because, I mean, people argue anything. But,
Exactly.
yeah, I mean, I kind of I'm hesitant to come out about it, Kyle, because like a lot of people hate that movie, but I never really hated it that much. The original Mario Brothers movie. As a kid, I liked it. It's such a weird and crazy concept. It was kind of fun. But yeah, I don't think they'll go anywhere near that for the new movie because they're probably going to want to be safe about it. Hey, Clarity. We're actually getting close to ending the stream, but we're just kind of chatting the end of the stream because we were discussing some topics that were kind of fun. There's something else I was gonna say in regards to these movies like Zelda and Star Fox or whatever. What was it? It's giving Link a voice. Oh yeah, I was gonna say how like, well, he doesn't have a voice in the games because basically it's supposed to be a self-insert. Like he's supposed to be,
Right.
you could put yourself in his shoes. But for a movie, obviously you're not doing that. So yeah, there'd be no reason why he shouldn't have a voice in a movie, if they were to make one.
Yeah.
When they had the Zelda cartoon, he had a voice.
Right.
Going back to the that old '80s cartoon or whatever.
Yeah. I remember seeing references of that.
And you know, if we're really going to cover those cursed things in the CDI Zelda games, he had a voice too.
Yeah.
But no one wants to talk about those now.
I actually watched gameplay of those and I was like, oh god, why did I do this?
Yeah, I think I saw at one point the Game Grumps playing it.
Yeah. That's who I watched play through it because I was just like, okay, I want to see just how bad this really is. And so I watched him play.
Yeah, oh, this is really bad.
Hilariously bad.
You know, I'm gonna do. Even though we could talk a little bit more, I'm going to. Although if you have to go off to sleep, Mike, you know, feel free to. I'm gonna quit out the game though, so we're not wasting time in the game. Just because that's you know, wasting time until the 7th day, which is not always good.
Yeah.
I think I heard that once, Fantron, about Metroid having a cartoon, but yeah, it never got done. That sounds somewhat familiar. Oh, and you know what? They had the Sonic movie, which came out was it last year? And that actually did pretty well.
Yeah, I was surprised at how well that did, considering, like, I saw, like, a little bit of footage of it, but I didn't actually stick around, because, like, it was playing at a restaurant, so I didn't get to see it for very much. But yeah, I was like, okay, this is strange.
How is Jim Carrey in it as Robotnik? Do you think he did pretty good, or was it? Because I haven't really seen it.
I don't know, because like I said, I barely saw
It was only in
anything.
the.
I just-
Yeah, okay.
Like one of the scenes where like they're in the guy's living room and the robots come in, and he's like looking at Sonic and he's like, "So what do we do?" And he's like, "I'll just give me a minute." He's like, "Wait, are you crazy? Those things like have guns and they're or something like that." I can't remember. He's like, "No, I got this," and then like he, you know, like runs out and like jumps towards him. That's literally all I really saw of it, basically. I was like, I'm over this.
Yeah,
I'm
fair
sure if I
enough.
sat down and watched the whole thing, though, I probably would actually enjoy it a little bit.
Jim Carrey was awesome. Yeah, he's always good in pretty much like any movie he's in. Like no matter what he does, he's always amusing. And even in like the movies where he's not supposed to be funny, like where he's you know, playing a more dramatic character, he actually works in those too. Surprisingly, he's one of those rare actors that can do that. I was also gonna say, I just remember now. I don't know if anyone else in the chat has been like a fan of the Final Fantasy series of those video games. And I was gonna say, if you were, what was your opinion on the Final Fantasy movie that they had? Did you ever see that one, Mike?
If it's the one I think it is, yeah, I saw it.
What was the movie you saw? Do you remember any of the details about it?
I just remember there's a scene in it where Cloud's fighting.
Oh, you're thinking of another movie.
Yeah,
That's Advent Children you're thinking of, right?
and children. Yeah.
No, I'm talking about before Advent Children. In like 99, or maybe 2000, they had a Final Fantasy movie.
No, I didn't see
No,
that
you didn't
one,
see
I
it?
don't think.
Oh my god. So, for whatever reason, they decided they're going to make a Final Fantasy movie. This is like the late 90s or so. And at this point, you know, you had Final Fantasies. You pretty much had all of Final Fantasies up till Final Fantasy 9, I guess. Or maybe 8. So you have great Final Fantasies that were very popular, like Final Fantasy 7. Even Final Fantasy 8, even though I don't really like it. It was always a well-regarded one. Final Fantasy VI. And so basically, they're like, all right, we're going to make a Final Fantasy movie. So what Final Fantasy do you think they made the game based off of? If you just had to guess.
I don't know. I can't even guess, honestly.
Well, apparently that's the same answer that Square had, because instead of taking any game or even just making a guess on what game to make it based off of, they decided to make it based off of no game in particular. So instead, Final Fantasy the movie is a sci-fi movie about an apocalyptic New York City where there's like these weird scavengers that are like retrieving things from the city, and then there's these weird ghost creature alien things that basically possess people. And yeah, basically the only thing it had to do with Final Fantasy is there was a character named Sid in it, and all Final Fantasy games have to have a character named Sid. That's basically the only commonality of it. Essentially, it was just a really shitty movie that like Square wants everyone to forget about, which apparently it's worked quite well, because a lot of people don't seem to know about it. Yeah, Fantron's like, what movie? There's a Final Fantasy movie? Oh yeah, you can look it up. I'll give you the name for people who want to check out this freaking mess of a movie. It's called Final Fantasy The Spirits Within.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a late 90s, early 2000s movie. It was all CGI. And this was at a time when CGI still wasn't really that good. So it also looks terrible too, in my opinion. Because they try to do realistic graphics, but like they just didn't have the technology to do it back then.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm glad I could bring that up. So Squaresoft or Square Enix doesn't forget their shame. A new generation of people can know about it. But yeah, I guess that's all I have to say. I don't know if any else have any other topics to discuss, or we'll leave this one off here. Do you want to say any final words to the stream, Mike?
No, not really. I pretty much.
Well, in that case, you can say your final goodbyes.
Alright. Well, thank you everyone for joining us in another 7 Days to Die stream. It was nice to kind of get another one of these out, even though we did discover that the whole time we did have issues with the mod, which is always fun to discover.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do? That happens a lot with their streams. Can't lie about that. I mean, you would think they'd want to do that, Fantron. That they'd actually want to connect them all together instead of just making them about nothing in particular. Oh well. But yes, thank you everyone for coming out and checking out the stream. I know it's been the first one in probably about a month, but I'm glad we were able to get back to 7 Days to Die. And I know from what other people have said, they want to see more Persona 2. Or they want to see more Persona also, as in Persona 4. So I will try to get to that as well in the near future, since I know some people are complaining about that. So we'll see what can be done. But I'll also have to pester Mike into playing some other game on stream eventually. So I have to give him grief as well. People are going to be griefing me. It's only fair.
Yeah, it is only fair. You're absolutely right.
So until next time, everyone, have a good night.
Night, everyone.